Encampment, and we are on day 17 here at the People's Circle for Palestine, demanding the University of Toronto divest from Israeli apartheid and end its complicity in its ongoing genocide. We started about 17 days ago on May 2nd with 55 tents. We've since grown to 155. We are here, we are standing in solidarity with the people of Palestine, and we're demanding the University of Toronto divest from Israeli apartheid.
It's important to recognize that there's years of precedent for divestment from Israeli apartheid at the University of Toronto. This didn't start with our encampment. It didn't start this year after October 7th or whatever. There's the call for divestment at U of T has started in 2005, 2006, and it's continued through 2014. Generations of activists have made this call, and the university hasn't responded. This year in particular, the student groups on campus have presented these demands in the form of various open letters and petitions to the university for months, beginning in November. The university completely disregarded these demands and these calls until a group of students decided to occupy Simcoe Hall, the second floor of Simcoe Hall, in front of President Gertler's office. They occupied it for around 30 hours. It was the first overnight occupation of Simcoe Hall since 1972, I believe. And at the end of that meeting, they got what they wanted, which was a meeting with President Gertler. In that meeting, President Gertler sat down and listened to the students' demands, but essentially did not seem to listen at all and just rejected all three of their demands out of hand for reasons that to us seem very unreasonable. At that point, it was clear to us that we needed to escalate. The University of Toronto is complicit in the genocide of Palestinians and in Israeli occupation of apartheid, and everyone at this encampment and hundreds and thousands of students here and faculty and staff want that complicity to end, and that's why we're here.
Our group, the Occupy U of T for Palestine, spent about 2 weeks planning for this encampment. We were inspired by the encampments happening across the U.S., particularly at Columbia University.
A group of students known as Occupy U of T, which is our group, decided to come together and organize this encampment. A week before the encampment started, the university decided to put up a fence because they were concerned with unauthorized activity in preparation for convocation. Everyone knew what unauthorized activity meant. They were scared that we were going to follow the lead of encampments that are popping up in every campus, in North America, and to do this kind of action here. The fence did not stop us. On May 2nd, we breached the fence. We came inside and we set up our encampment because we are here opposing genocide. We knew from the start that the administration doesn't want us to be here. They have threatened us various times, set deadlines for us to leave, but we have stood our ground. We are safe. Our community keeps us safe. The support from faculty, the broader community is what keeps us safe. And we're in negotiations with the university, and we're slowly starting to make progress so that we can stay.
Thus far, the administration has brought forward a proposal for a committee to look into divestment. And so this is not good enough. We know that. It's a proposal for a process that would take about 6 months and could, ultimately lead nowhere. In 2016, U of T had a committee to look into fossil fuel divestment, and at the end of that committee, they did recommend to divest from fossil fuels, but U of T President Merrick Gertler came back and said no, which is the same president that's for the president right now, and it's the same process that they've proposed right now. And so ultimately, that's not good enough. We don't have 6 months, we don't have 6 years. We need divestment now, and it's important that the University of Toronto ends complicity in its ongoing genocide.
So they responded preemptively, actually. That's how worried they were about us exercising our right to protest. But once we were actually inside, they sent out a letter. They set a 10 p.m. deadline for us to leave. Of course, it wasn't a deadline that we recognized. We said there's no expiration date on our right to protest, but they still decided a few hours in advance of the deadline that they would not clear us out forcefully as long as we remain peaceful. They wanted us to leave within, I believe it would have been 14 hours. Today we're on the 17th day. We will stay longer. We will stay until we get divestment. And so far, right now, we are in talks with the administration.
Yeah. The people, they won't leave. What is threatening about divesting and want a piece? The problem isn't the protesters, but they're protesting. It goes against what our country is funding. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. When I was 7, I learned a lesson from Cuban Eazy-E. What was it again? Oh yeah, fuck the police. Actors and badges protecting property in a system that was designed by white supremacy. But the people are in the streets. You can pay off Meta, you can't pay off me. Politicians who serve by any means. APAC, Kufi, and all the companies.
This movement is student-led and student-initiated, but it's not limited to students. We have incredible support from the broader community at U of T, especially faculty. The Jewish Faculty Network and the Faculty for Palestine are two groups of dozens of faculty who have been immensely supportive. They have been here doing teach-ins for us, supporting our programming. The Jewish Faculty Network has been holding Shabbat services every Friday, and they've given us every form of support that we could ask for. And it's not just faculty; it's also staff at the university. It's students from other universities who stand in solidarity with us. As you know, we've been having regular rallies initiated by the community. We didn't call for them, but they're initiated by the community who come out here to support us because this is a just cause, and you don't need to be a student to recognize that it's a just cause. You can be a professor, you can be staff, you can be anyone in the broader U of T community, the Toronto community, and it really displays the fact that public opinion is with Palestine right now. Public opinion wants this genocide to end, and we can hardly, I mean, the support from the community is so overwhelming in terms of donations, in terms of just coming here and literally just asking, how can we help you? We hardly need to go out of our way to solicit that support when everyone is already so loving and so supporting to begin with.
So the spring semester actually came to a close at the end of April. So right now we are in the summer semester for school. Some students who are here are actually taking summer classes right now, writing essays and finals from their intense at this encampment. And so, despite the spring semester coming to an end, we have no plans of ending anytime soon. The only time this encampment will end is when we get our goals met and we get divestment.
There's no seasonal limitations on, opposing genocide. We are here. We will stay here. If the summer continues, we will stay here. If the summer ends, we will stay here. We will stay here until we are allowed to and until we get divestment, disclosure, and cutting of ties with Israeli universities that are complicit in genocide.